just tell us what actually S-VYASA is. What exactly the S-VYASA does? How can be a S-VYASA a catalyst?
S-VYASA is an organization started by Mr. Prabhu. He wanted to do something back to the society. He started an organization called S-VYASA. We also have moved on into cloud computing, artificial intelligence, quantum computing. In 2031, to have around 35 lakh qualified people to work with quantum computing. In the recent days, we'll be very happy to say that the quality of the students whom we have placed has become very, very high. This guy called me and he said, all is going well, sir, but I'm not happy.
Hello everyone, this is Moromi here and I welcome once again to another episode of podcast. And today we have another guest and he is Mr. Shridhar and he is a training head of S-VYASA company. So I welcome you to the set, sir. Would you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Ms. Moromi. My name is Shridhar Arumugaswamy. I know it is pretty difficult for you to spell the second name, so it is preferable call it as Shridhar. In fact, I'm shortly known as Shri. I'm a BSc Maths graduate and I got 34 years of teaching. When I say teaching, I would be proud to say that I have been helping students for their placements, via which I have been making their parents happy. So today I'm here to share my experience, what can be done for you through S-VYASA. So I'm going to be just waiting for Moromi's questions. So she's going to shoot questions one after the other and I'll be pretty happy to answer once again. Thank you, Svasha, for having this opportunity for me. Back to Moromi.
So starting with the question, even I'm very curious, sir. So just want to know, as when the moment you came and you met me and then you said you're from S-VYASA and you're a training head. So sir, maybe my viewers and in fact me, including me, would like to know like what is S-VYASA is?
Okay. S-VYASA is an organization started by Mr. Prabhu. He has got 9 years of experience working with CTS. So he wanted to do something back to the society. So he decided on education, which is the easiest thing to do in terms of service to the society. He started an organization called S-VYASA. Initially, S-VYASA was focusing more on aptitude and they have been very, very successful. And then they decided to move on into technology and that is where I was invited. I started working with S-VYASA and for the past 10 years, we have been extremely successful in terms of the number of people who we have placed in companies like TCS, CTS, Accenture, Capgemini, Microsoft, ServiceNow, and I can go on. So this is where you would find that like we were invited by S-VYASA to partnership with them so that we can just extend our services to more people. One more question, Moromi, to you.
Yeah. So, well, that has been a brief about the S-VYASA. So, would you also tell us the journey? The journeys that so far it have been, like what is the expertise or what is the USP, as you have already hinted to us. Right. So, also you can also kindly detail us in detail about the S-VYASA and about its journey and how, what are the milestones so far they have achieved?
Absolutely. Numbers speaks. You would find that for the past 10 years, we cannot talk about competitors over here. It is not ethical. We have been kind of always number one in terms of numbers. In quantity, we have been always number one. But in the past 4 years, colleges started talking about quantity as well as quality. So the past 4 years, what we have done is we have started focusing on the quality, where you would find that talking about current year, as of date, we have placed a student for 67 lakhs per annum. So I think that would clearly talk about what is going to be the benefit of S-VYASA with S-VYASA and S-VYASA with S-VYASA.
So that, as you said, you have placed 67 lakhs per annum or LPA. So this is, you mean that S-VYASA is the company which is a training, or is it also providing a part of education? How is it?
To take this particular question, if I take the entire ownership of placing the student for 67 lakhs, I think I would be dumb. A person getting placed in 67 lakhs is just not going to be done over 2 months. I would definitely say that you would find that their parents, their pedagogy, The existing college teachers and his experience, his efforts, all of them have joined. But what difference did Sixth Phrase make? This person whom I am thinking about and talking about, he is extremely strong in programming. Extremely strong in programming. He just goes into web, say hackathon, wins prizes. Competitive examinations, wins prizes. But what was the maybe the bottleneck, the pain point for him in terms of placement is he had a little bit of communication skills. He had little bit of interpersonal skills and subtle changes that has to be done. So Sixth Phrase as an organization not only focuses on aptitude, not only on technology, we work on soft skills. We work on verbal. So when we had this 200 hours of program with this particular candidate, we were able to see a lot of change in him. Let's mark the net output. His previous skills, whatever he had, got him an offer. And his stipend was 1 lakh. After joining this organization, Baromi, this guy called me and he said, all is going well, sir, but I'm not happy. I said, tell me, what can make you happy?
Okay.
There are a lot of things I can do, but unfortunately, this company is not using my skill set. I said, go talk to HR, volunteer. I just wanted to ask you, sir, can I do? Don't even ask, go volunteer. He volunteered and HR was shocked because nobody comes down and asks, could he give me more work? He went and asked for more work.
All right.
And they said, good, we like the attitude and we're going to expose some of the area what we have done. And this is where I would say Sixth Phrase has got an edge in it. We taught him how to design. We taught him how to understand a design.
Okay.
So this exposure and his preparation helped understand how the existing system has been designed, and this is a strong, hardcore engineering organization. This guy is not in such area, but he was able to find out some pitfalls because he is an outsider.
Okay.
So when he came out with some, I'm going to use a very strong word, revelations. We don't use the word just like that. Revelation is something which has been hidden, and when you bring it out, when he presented to this organization, the engineering team and the management team, they were shocked. This guy was not only just bringing down the problem, he also suggests an immediate solution for that.
Okay.
And what is the net output of that? 1 lakh became 2 lakhs per annum stipend.
Oh.
His existing offer,
Wow.
what they have been ready for, thinking for 40 lakhs, made it to 67 lakhs per annum. That is where Sixth Phrase makes a difference. We are not people who just go down and handle sessions. We have the, maybe I would say like the nuances, what is the ability of the student, identify what are the bottlenecks, what are his pitfalls, what are the things he is missing, bridge the gap. There, our faculty are extremely good in it, and that is Sixth Phrase.
Wow, Shridhar sir, it was really inspiring story to know about. And yeah, it's very inspiring. So, sir, I have one more question to you, sir. Could you just tell us what actually Sixth Phrase is? Like, what its, USP? Like, what exactly the Sixth Phrase does?
Yes, I would be happy to speak about it again and again. Sixth Phrase, let me put it in bullet points. We are training organization. We train on aptitude, English, programming languages, algorithms. In the past 2 years, we also have widened ourselves, not sticking on only to programming languages and data structures. We also have moved down into cloud computing. We have moved down into artificial intelligence. We have also moved down into quantum computing. So the reason why we had to do this was, if we just stick on to programming languages and data structures and algorithms, soon they are the basics. Anybody talking about technology has to talk about data structures and algorithms. There is no doubts about it. But
Correct.
You would find that we also have to have a building on top of it. Earlier, we have been
Right.
focusing only on the basics, the foundation.
All right.
Then, for the past 2 years, 3 years, we have started deciding how we can enhance and start working with colleges much more better, rather than you would find that like nothing, we going and inviting colleges. So we can go hand in hand. So these are the structured things what we have done. And putting one thing in bullet point. So what we have been doing is we started working on what is the base difference which is going to be the need of the hour. Earlier we used to have a method: why, what, and how. And then the newer technology was not suitable for that. The newer technology was more towards what, how, and then the why. That is, it was kind of down top earlier. Now what we are doing is kind of a top down approach.
Okay.
So for the newer technology, you would find that the entire, maybe I would say, the paradigm shift, the way how we need to work has shifted. And that is the skill set which we can bring into universities. That is why we always want to partnership with colleges and universities, where this methodology what we have designed can be highly beneficial for your students and specifically for your quantum computing department. Next question, ma'am.
Okay, so my understanding from your answer is that basically, so it's a company where they skill up the students.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on terms of technologies like quantum computing, like say algorithms, like cybersecurity, or like say AI or ML or robotics. Am I right?
Exactly.
Okay. So my one more question. Of course, I'll question you. So like, what has been the key success for your company, Six Phrase? And with that, related to that, like, how much or how many students have you placed in terms of technology courses, or like basically with the BTech? Am I right?
Yeah, I can understand. Like you are definitely a marketing person. Numbers speak. Even I think in the last one, when I was talking to her early, I had a lot of text. The only thing what was attractive to Muromi was 47 to 67. So then I realized, good. So she is nailing the question. Yeah, Six Phrase have at least I would say 13 lakh students we have done roughly. And out of which we would have placed at least 70 to 80%. And in the recent days, we'll be very happy to say that the quality of the students whom we have placed has become very, very high.
Okay.
Earlier, we used to bother only about number. How much have we placed? It means 70%, 80%, 90%, 97% of this company. But in the recent days, what we found is colleges start focusing on, yes, I understand, but can you move our students into bare minimum 10 lakh package and go on to 1 crore? In fact, you would find that like this year, we are having our internal goal as we should place a company for a student into 1 crore. Fine. So that's one of the reasons we want to expand ourselves. You would find that like we don't want to restrict ourselves to a smaller area. So we want to involve with VYASA. We want to involve, if possible, every possible department and ensure that your goal and our goal, the parents' goal, everything have to be achieved. So I think this 1 crore number would have been making everyone of you happy. Next question, ma'am.
Yeah, it really boosts the dopamine, like when you get to know about the money and all. So we never had this kind of, when I was a student, I never had this kind of opportunity who would like just tell me numbers in like, salary, in terms of salary. But it's really good to know that I am getting expertise, like expert person whom I'm learning, I'm like knowing the things, and it's always good to pass on the information to the students where I do the counseling. So anyways, thank you so much for your wonderful explanation.
I would like to add one more number, Muromi. In 2031, we need to have around 35 lakh qualified people to work with quantum computing. 35 lakhs. But when we talk about 35 lakh, as we have been discussing, the strata also is going to be there. Not everybody would be working on the same profile. But you would find that the profiles would vary, but the total strength that is required only for Indian government purposes is roughly around 35 lakhs. This has not been bringing account of any private requirements.
Okay.
So you feel like students who's going to have a mix of AI, quantum computing, you would find that they are going to be a commodity who can just sell, which I'm talking about 1 crore now. Definitely in 2031, it can be even definitely more than that.
So basically, you
It
mean
is.
that like there is going to be so much of hiring, and it is
Absolutely.
so the number it comes like 35 lakhs in this 5 years,
Absolutely.
right? So students, please mark this punchline. I must say. So before you take up any decision, please think twice what specialization in BTech you're gonna take. And yes, currently the quantum computing have been the highlight, and this is the future of future. So please mark it. And yes, so as sir has told, like 35 lakhs of hiring is going to happen in these 5 years. So you can be one of the most privileged students to be getting the opportunities.
You would find that in the previous video, Mr. Karthikeyan had talked about what are the various things which you have to learn, the amount of physics which we need. And was very happy because many a times who talk about AI, who talks about cybersecurity, who talk about quantum computing, they miss the core called algorithms. But I was
Okay.
very happy. I mean, he was a very senior man with a lot of experience, was absolutely sensible. He nailed it. Hey, you have to be good in physics. You have to be good in data structures. You have to be good in programming languages. You cannot forego them. Tools users, as I said, the strata. Tools users will be at the lower strata. People who are able to think and use and the algorithm and build it would be at the upper strata. I'm talking about this 1 crore above is the upper strata.
structure.
But definitely you would find any college, every college has got the potential for doing this. So you definitely can be a part of it. There's no question about it. Just only that, are you willing to do what it has to be done?
Done.
That's it. Opportunities are huge. But if you can go through us, if you can go through that little difficulty, ups and downs, and just manage and do it, yes, no number is a big number. I think that would definitely give you a larger belief with this. No number is a big number. Why 2? Why not 3? Why not 4?
Yes, so students, it's a very good, exciting news for you all. So S-VYASA University, we are having a quantum computing course, that is BTech with quantum computing course, that is a 4 years course. And yes, we are having companies like 6-Phrase who are gonna be a training partner with us, and they're not only giving you the placements, they're not only giving you the placements or whatever it is, they're also upskilling you, they're also giving you a lot of guidance. They're also giving you the latest education, latest training about the upcoming or the latest technology that is going to happen, or I mean like that is which has been already started.
There's always a question like, what do we do? How do we do? I always talk about this event called alumni is your best resource. So what do you think we do? In my experience and with the 6-Phrase experience, we have a strong alumni. So we were able to break out of the TCS and CTS and Accenture and Capgemini mode. We were able to go down for a higher package. So that is how. So what are we going to do? So our alumni who are working in companies like, I don't want to name. For example, I can name the giants. For example, Google, Amazon. There nobody can question me. Right? There you would find those are the people who are going to help you to grow. So they are going to ask you, do you have what we want? You have, as I said, no numbers are a bar.
Well.
No numbers are a bar. So as Muromi clearly said, when we join hands with your department, and you would find that like where we can share our experiences and our alumni's output, definitely we want to make the parents more happy.
Okay, so I have one more questions to you. Of course, I will be questioning. So just tell me one more thing, because I'm not yet satisfied with the answers. Of course, you have given me a lot of clarity about 6-Phrase, but yet I still want to have more because I'm very curious. The moment you said the numbers, a student got from 2 lakhs to something, it got hyped. So that has really, exciting me to, continue this conversation. So that's why I'm not jumping into the another question. So what have been the unicorn for the 6-Phrase, or say we can just say like, how can be a 6-Phrase a catalyst?
It is 1 lakh to 2 lakh in stipend and 40 to 67 in salary lakhs per annum. We have a very strong belief in certain things. Teachers In fact, in Tamil Nadu, we have a saying, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. It means you see the mother. She's the first one who is going to be seen by you. And she is the one who says, this is your father. And the responsibility of a father is to hand you over to a good teacher. If we have to be successful, we have to be very good teachers. So what are the things which we have done? We have been doing a lot of, I would say, research and development, though it is not supposed to be used, but we have been doing a lot of research and development. Any faculty who joins us, we have a method of grooming them, because maybe they might not be a born teacher, they might not carry the emotion what I carry. The first thing what we say in the day one training program is, I ask them, so who is giving you food? And the answer would be 6th phrase. I said, no. And they would say, you're working for 6th phrase, 6th phrase. I said, no. And some of them would say, you are right, Shri, the clients are the one, colleges. I said, no. Still think deeper. Very rarely people come up with the answer and then tell them, we are every day fed by a father and a mother who is slogging to pay the fees. We as a earning member, we know how difficult it is to earn money. So this is one thing which we first of all take it into our blood. When we eat, we are not eating our efforts food. We are eating the energy and the effort taken by a father and the mother for their son and daughter. So the moment we have this feeling, you would find that like the classroom becomes different. There's a beautiful saying in English. Everybody brings lights to the room. Some, when they come inside, the room becomes brighter. Some, when they leave, the room becomes bright. So we always say the student should never feel, oh my God, the class is going to get over. Fine. He should feel upset. So every single session, 50-minute session, 30-minute session, 2-hour session, 6-hour session, prepare on a daily basis, go down and handle the classes. If you ask me, what is the success? I would say this feeling what our faculty carries is the success. And moreover, every 3 months you would find that the faculty has got an upskill. And any money requirement for his upskilling, any certification, anything, the company will bear the cost.
Okay, so you mean to say that you also upskill your trainers?
Yes.
You are trainers so that they can give the updated version or the upskill version of the training to the students.
Exactly.
So that has been the one of the reasons for being a success for the 6th phrase?
Exactly.
Okay, so added to that, one more questions, like your faculties, the faculties or the trainers, I would rather call them a trainer.
Trainers.
Yeah, trainers. So these trainers, I mean, like, what are the background? I mean, like, are they from IITN, IITN? What is it?
More than the background, I first of all find out what they can carry to the class. But you would find that many of them would be engineers, except for me. I'm not an engineer. I'm a BSc Maths graduate. But I'm very happy you would find that like I have trained PhDs also. But the background would be definitely they'll be having engineering background. The most important soft skill what we expect is you would find that they would have a pretty decent communication. Otherwise, we keep augmenting their communication skills. And then you would find their technical skills, we have to upskill. And there's a beautiful saying, you have to learn if you want to ask somebody to learn. Youngsters, they don't do what they ask you to do. They do what you do. So as a teacher, we always tell people, when you go around, when you discuss, and when you tell your students, hey, I learned this, I did this program, I learned this particular concept, I read this particular book, then the students also will do. Now, these are the things which will find that like definitely makes 6th phrase a grand success.
So I would like to know one more thing. Like, could you please explain that what is the difference? That is difference between the student that has come through the system of 6th phrase and the student those who are coming through the non-system of six phrase. What is the difference? What is the difference between these two, through six phrase and through non-six
Absolutely.
phrase?
This is something which you would find that like the most important question I would be very happy to answer. A student who is going through the system of six phrase, what would be the difference between a guy who has gone through or not through? There is a Chinese proverb. You teach a man or you give a man a fish and he will come back tomorrow to you. Instead, you teach him how to fish, you will help for his entire life. That would be the difference. Now let us put it in an understandable term for us. When a student undergoes our system, what do we teach? We teach technology, definitely we do. We teach soft skills, definitely do. We teach him aptitude, we do. The most important thing what we teach is how to learn. So when we teach him how to learn, this benefit is going to be lifelong. Once again, put it in numbers that would be comfortable. A student goes through the system of six phrase and he gets placed. Tomorrow when he needs to upskill, he need not run to somebody else to learn. He knows how to learn. It means you would find that he will save money, he will save effort, and he feels independent. It's the most important feel, because if I know whenever there is an upskilling required, which is because dear youngsters, you would find that this, when we were young, constant upskilling was really not there. Honestly,
True.
We just talked about
I agree.
in computers, you sleep with the technology, you get up with the technology, was not really truthful. Of course, a lot of differences of technology was happening, but with AI stepped inside, which is not completely matured. Honestly, I read an article today at 7 o'clock. I get up in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, there is a change that has happened. So with this, that is going to happen with, like, for example, cybersecurity or quantum computing. Constant change is a must. So in there, a student who has come through the system of six phrase has learned how to do his learning. It means he is a free person. He is not going to be dependent. So that is something which you would find that I can put it and just say one solid difference. A differentiator, a guy who's coming, a woman coming through six phrase and not
six phrase.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, so basically you mean to say that to my viewers that for learning this quantum computing, as it's a very niche course, right?
Absolutely.
It's a very niche course. Whereas this is also the future of future.
Absolutely.
Right? So in another 2 days, like in my last podcast with KZ, so he has very detailedly, he has told about like how the quantum computing is going to shape the world or shape the future. So students, even if you're thinking of quantum computing, then it is very important that you need to have companies like Six Phrase where the upskilling is one of the mandate thing that students need to have apart from your subject, apart from your coding, your Python, your whatever the course you have. So yes, Six Phrase is one of that company who will upskill you based on the latest technology. Am I right, Shridhar sir?
Absolutely. That is going to be the difference. You would find that, like, as I said in the very first minute, the huge difference between college faculty who is widespread. There's something very, very important. There's no underestimation. They are well informed. But in a private organization side, you would find that, like, we don't have to be, I can just be an expert on one. In fact, I was refusing to learn Java for quite long years.
Oh.
Then I learned Java because I know if I have to learn Java, I have to learn the same depth. So I was hesitating. But at a point, of course, you would find that I did. And I would proudly say I'm as good as in Java as in C as well as C++. But I was hesitating. But if I was in a college, I can't hesitate because you would find that the department says, buddy, next semester you are handling Java, I have to do it. So that is very important. So partnering with an organization like us, you would find that you have the benefit of this and this. In fact, you would find that you can go down and search the internet. It's called as T-learning. So as a student, you would find that you have the concept, you will be having the benefit of having a T-learning through S-VYAS.
Okay, so how is it important for an university to have an industry expert for certain courses like quantum computing or like any other courses? Like why? So is it because like they are building the student as per the need of their industry? How is it? Would you please?
I would actually be able to link the answer with the previous session of Mr. Karthikeyan. What is the difference between industry and academia? Is academia better than industry? Industry better than academia? You cannot compare. It is like comparing apple and orange. Orange will win the race in case we're going to find out how much amount of vitamin C is there.
Right.
But if there's going to be a race for iron, orange will lose and apple would win. So it is not about which is better. But do you need both? Yes, we need both.
Okay.
So that is where you would find that like we need to work on this. Academia, people who are teachers, focus on research and how do I deliver this to my student. That is their focus. But when it comes down to industry, they don't bother about how I have to speak, how I have to communicate. How do I implement my solution so that the benefit is achieved? Two different sides of a coin.
Okay. Okay.
So you would find that every coin has two sides. Every technology has got both of these things. And that is one of the reasons you would find that like industry has to collaborate with the academia. So
Right.
what we have, what we bring is we are the binding agent kind. So we know who are the people. Last time, for example, when we had brought Karthikeyan, we know he is a veteran in this. So you would have listened to him. He was able to nail some beautiful points. Importance of physics, importance of algorithms. So fundamentally, like sixth phase just acts as a binding agent between both of them. And I would like to add one more important thing, which as a parent, as a student, they need to know. For example, when we talk about AI, the expense is in terms of billions of dollars. For example, if a faculty is teaching artificial intelligence, that teacher, if he or she is actually not simulating using the tools, he or she is going to incur cost. So as a student, when you come into a university like this, and if you are going to have an exposure of learning cyber security, cyber means the entire world.
Correct.
So if you are going to learn about security, you are going to have access to the entire world resources. Or quantum computing, as rightly said, it is extremely expensive. 150 crores is going to be one computing device. Now there you would find that, definitely you would find that any university cannot afford to invest that much. That is where you would find that cloud computing comes down into hand. So if there is a resource, for example, Indian government has a resource, universities like us, what you can do is like you can use them. So cloud computing has to be learned by the student. Artificial intelligence, very expensive. The students, when they use ChatGPT, they are not paying up any cost. But when we start having a subscription, it starts from 280 rupees to 10,000 rupees and so on. And after you run out of the words in 10,000, you have to pay up more. So you are given a golden opportunity by universities. You will not have access to such infrastructure. We need to understand that, very, very important. So students and parents, this is a grand opportunity for you to bring your kids and expose them to the latest technology. My simple request would be, please do not miss the bus.
Yes, you should not miss the bus.
Yes.
So,
and we'll go down to the next question. I'm waiting for a lot of questions from her. Any further questions, definitely will be happy.
So with
to
this
answer.
understanding, with your answer to this, I understood that. So it's justified, or
Absolutely justified.
Absolutely, it's just
I don't have to wait for her to continue the question. I can just complete the answer. Absolutely justified.
it justifies. And yes, so as I told, like industries are looking the best skilled where
And
as per the need of their standard.
one more data which you need to do is you would find that like the number of universities or colleges who are going to be taking up BE bar BTech computer science with specialization on quantum computing is less than a handful.
So it's a golden opportunity
Yeah,
for you
it
all.
means you are in the first set of people who will be moving out. So you would find that like you have a huge advantage on that. So that advantage also, please do not miss.
So grab it.
Yeah, request from a 34-year veteran.
Yes, so the expertise, 34 years experience. So you should consider the expert advice, right? So it was amazing interacting with you, Shridhar sir, and I hope through this podcast, even I have also gained a lot of technical knowledge and information. And once again, I would like to thank you for for making yourself available to come to the set and speak about the technologies, to speak about the courses and about whatever the things that is that has to be understood by us or by the viewers. So one thing that is actually striking me, though I have asked you ample of time, still I'll come back with the same. So what is actually 6 phrases? Like, can you
Okay.
please give me the deep details about it? It's the history or what it is actually, like in a bullet point.
Okay. Thank you. Honestly speaking, I felt I was not talking to an host. I was talking to one of a student who wants to become a graduate. Literally, you have been drilling me with questions like where she has been with you actually. That's what she has been doing. Excellent, Bhavami. To talk about Sixth Phrase. Sixth Phrase as an organization, as I had mentioned a little earlier, was started by Mr. Prabhu, who have been working in CTS for 9 years. He started with a plain vanilla aptitude and verbal alone. Then he just made it larger, brought technical, and then became successful. He brought placement, became successful, and that was the time you would find that like where we were small, we wanted to join something which is much larger. Here I have to introduce another gentleman, an alumnus of IIT Chennai, completed his electrical engineering. Mr. Suresh, he joined with his friends, in fact, in the industry where NIIT, Aptech, Computer Point were ruling. SSI was started by Suresh and his brothers as one single center and grew to become 1,000 centers.
Oh,
And not only that, he acquired Aptech.
okay.
That's something amazing. You would find that like, I can just see like hair raising because I am an NIITian. So I know acquiring a company like Aptech is something, a huge achievement. And I think there was no stop after
So,
that.
sorry to interrupt. So basically, he might be a apt cult.
Yeah, exactly. Fine, that is a nice one. So from that point onwards, you would find that there was no turn back for him. In fact, you would find that we call him SSI Suresh.
Okay.
Not only he is known only for this, you would find that like the moment I just say his another organization, everybody would remember AGS.
Okay.
Yes, the giants in movies. So the S is Suresh.
Okay.
Along with this, you would find that he was in his in fact, I read an article when the tree of Indian EdTech is burning. No, it's saying it is not hot, it is not good to, but he was focused on getting more people into, getting more organization related to EdTech into him. Edureka, JK Shah. And we also have, I shouldn't say we, I'm very happy to say in case if you say we are involved in IAS teaching also.
Okay.
School teaching, K-12, college teaching, race. Many people talk about banking examination, race.
Okay,
Who is
okay.
big in race? In fact, actually, I was talking to a friend. She was suggesting me, Chroma is remembered, Zudio is remembered, but only when you say, hey, it's all Tata Enterprises, then it adds that flavor to it. Exactly. You would find that I'm a happy six-phrase guy. To add an umbrella among us, we'll find that we have what is called as Veranda. So the Veranda Enterprise is the umbrella, the big people, and we are one among them. So we have a plethora of educational opportunities. So we are the one who are going to be involved with you, and we are the one who are going to be helping your future, and we are the one who would be handling your future. You are in safe hands, Shridhar.
Okay, so very well explained. So basically what I have understood, see, as you said, like I'm just like a graduate student.
True.
So as you have said, like Sixth Phrase is a company which is under the umbrella of Veranda.
Absolutely.
Basically, sir, Veranda is a parent company
Yes.
of Sixth Phrase.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
That's dealing into several different kind of verticals.
Yes.
In terms of placement, training.
Training. More 99% education.
Okay, very glad to know. I'm very clear with it now. Thank you so much for clearing this question. Thank you so much. So, what does a Sixth Phrase training session look like a Tuesday? So, is it like just you quite often says that, like you said that 80% will be practical, and then 20%, 80 or like 70% will be practical, and then 30-20% will be the theory. So what exactly, or how exactly, like the thing take up?
The one difference which we have with other vendors is this. We have a constant way of looking at the students, finding out the difficulty, and make corrective measures with this. In this particular process, we have designed two methodologies moving. One, when you want to teach concepts like technical concepts, programming, we have a way of dealing with the session where theory, at the end of that, practically, if a faculty cannot demonstrate in front of the students, he should not step into the class. Every faculty member should have his own equipments, go to the classroom, do a live demonstration to the students. If a faculty cannot demonstrate, he cannot put his foot inside. We are very clear about it. Now, in the recent days, you would find that there are a lot of changes happening in terms of the technology requirement, like cybersecurity or AI or data science, where here theory is absolutely boring.
Okay.
So in our research, we found that we have to inculcate some changes in the way how we run the session. Now it is a reverse. The faculty does a demonstration. For example, let's say a faculty does a program for a machine language, and he does artificial intelligence, and he will show an output. So the student know. Now, when we make some small changes, we make the machine make mistakes, and then we say, how do you think this mistake can be
rectified?
termed?
Okay.
And first of all, we'll give a term, then we say hallucination. And then we make my machine is hallucinating. Now, how do we rectify it? So, in the recent days, for the recent technology, what we have changed is the reverse. First, demo, then problems, then answers. But this is something which you will not find with anybody else. That I can be very proud to say. And as I had earlier said, we do a constant revamping, constant upskilling.
Okay.
And to just have a nail, any faculty who cannot run a demonstration live in front of a student is never allowed. In case if he fails, we can help him correct it. But if he cannot, we will pull him out literally out of the class. That is a promise which Sixth Phrase gives. And that is why we enjoy our sessions and find relationship with you.
So do you also have a training center for this as such in particular?
No, we don't have any brick and mortar model in this.
Okay.
We don't run any physical institutions. We work only with the colleges.
Okay, so in the colleges you go physical. Is there any online mode of something?
We've required what we do is, that is a nice question. What our faculty does is, for example, if the college we have Monday to Friday, online support would be provided by the faculty members on a Saturday for a stipulated time.
Okay.
See, we understand that faculty members are human beings, so they also have to have a family. We have all due respect. So with the confirmation, with maybe like in accordance with the students, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, so they work together, and we will find that like they are properly rewarded for that also. We also ensure that we do that.
So basically this kind of upskilling program or this kind of curriculum, so it is specifically made for the students. Am I right? Or is it also made it for the corporates?
We also do corporate. It's something like, once again, like Tata also does steel.
Yeah.
We also do
TCS.
corporate training for a couple of companies alone.
Okay.
But we don't do it extensively. You would find that the model for corporate and model for students is entirely different. When
So
you
you're
talk about
basically more into education, more into students accredit or
absolutely. It's like dealing with the student is like a wet clay. You can just shape them.
it and there's a
But when you go down to a corporate, they have already shaped. We have to break and reshape. It is a painful affair. So, but we do corporate training too.
But then you also have that this vertical of yours.
But you would find that like when we do corporate training, corporates understand our things and they are very helpful for us. In such condition, as I said, like we don't know to business, we also do good business.
So you are across India, you're training it across India?
Across India.
Okay.
Across India.
Okay.
Fine. So please do not ask me to speak anything other than my mother tongue and see. I can speak Hindi, but if you know Hindi, I can give you a guarantee you will forget it.
No, in fact, that will be more remembered. Anyway,
I
jokes
tried
apart.
and it didn't go well.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, it is quite interesting to know about the 6 phrase and its thing. So the curriculum and everything will be designed by your own.
Yes.
Right? So does it have anything like the curriculum that you design, the 6 phrase or the veranda that designed the curriculum? So obviously it is always with the upgraded version of technology.
You would find that like we have a constant upgrade.
Okay.
We are in touch with the industry. So definitely you would find that like every year there is always going to be an upgrade. The reason is the trend, the current trend talking about AI or ML or data science, quantum, specifically quantum is pretty new. It is kind of an evolving baby. So a lot of evolving is going to happen. As you would find, as a mother, you would find that like there has got to be a regular scan and rectification. Same way, this baby, you would find that like we have to work along with the industry and ensure that this baby is powerful, beautiful, and effective. So we have to do in certain areas like data structures and everything. We are kind of cool. Like we have come down to a, I wouldn't say stagnant. We still improve that also.
So in one thing, what I have understood with the conversation right now. So 6 phrase is a company. If I have to say, that it would be the pioneer in terms of quantum computing upskilling trainings. I would say
we can say that because quantum computing itself is new.
Yeah.
So anybody who is involving in that definitely has to be the forerunners. I would rather say forerunner rather than the pioneer, because pioneer is a much more stronger word. I would like to be humble in this situation.
No, because like why I said this word pioneer, because when I heard about this quantum computing, rather than apart from quantum physics, so quantum computing is the first time that I heard with association with
quantum.
6 phrase.
Quantum is a word which has been there in the engineering domain for quite a long time.
But I'm not from the engineering.
Quantum mechanics, quantum physics, anything where you would find that like it is something which is, as like Mr. Karthikeyan said, NP problem. Anywhere we have an NP problem, there is a quantum involved.
Okay.
So in this, we have computing, which is a recent trend. So the quantum is applicable there because when you start solving some of the problems which is not solved, or if we can solve problems that is completely highly time consuming in a very short time, then that is a wow factor now.
Okay.
We can afford to bring practicality to many thought process which many mathematicians, many physics experts had, because you would find that we have the computing power.
Okay.
That is the reason you would find that that is coming up. And with health issues, what is happening in the recent days, quantum can do a lot of things over there with medical requirements. One of the reason why organizations and companies, specifically governments, are spending a lot.
Got it, sir. Got it. Yeah. So I think India is one of the country where like mostly the government is also investing a lot in terms of health, pharmaceutical companies.
It is 6,000 crores already they have invested.
Yes, yes. So even I have that information about it. So with this, no, for me, as I said, कि quantum computing with the technology with this course is actually the first time that I heard with accredited with 6 phrase. So I think in that way I should say, or I should consider that 6 phrase is ahead of time.
I don't want to boast, but we have been keeping up with the technological race, definitely. We have been keeping up. Whether it is concepts, we were well ahead of our competitors. But here you would find that we wanted to keep up because you would find that this is something this is a train which we should not miss.
Yeah.
If you miss, you would find that this is going to be a serious issue for it. So yes, so we wanted to be in the race, and we are.
So as I'm having the conversation with you, and more questions are triggering me, more curious questions are popping up me. So with that, like I want to ask you some more questions, and I would like to clarify myself to those questions. So as 6 Phrase or Veranda is a company which is upskilling, or it's basically a training company.
Yeah.
Or the placement company.
True.
Yeah, it's a placement company.
It's a training organization.
A training organization.
That's what I would definitely say.
So in this, students, I mean, like, since you have given me a data, like around some lakhs of students you have already placed successfully. So what does that one thing that stand out 6 Phrase to be that successful?
In the late 1990s and early 2000s, we were focusing on how do we make our students take up TCS exam, CTS exam, HCL exam, Wipro exam. That is where we were focusing. And as I had said once earlier, then we wanted to change the quantity into quality. So there we started interacting with our placed students. So when we interacted, we found that there is a lot of things our students who have been placed by us can help us.
Okay.
So we formed a team. So why can't we, I should not use the word capitalize. We wanted this to be useful for our current students. If capitalize is the right word, I would still be happy to do it. So we have a team who is in touch with the industry. So they get experts sometimes for guest lectures. Along with this, when they had a query, hey, can you give us some quality students? We give students. And mostly we work only with high package.
Okay.
Anything like 10 to, as I said, we are focusing on 1 crore this year. Anything in 2 to 3 digits, you would find that we work very close. We run boot camps. We run specialized training on that, so that you would find that is possible for us.
Okay.
Definitely you would find that as an organization, as a university, any college, any institution would be so happy to say our students are working for Microsoft, our students working for such an organization with a huge package. So that has been the focus. That is where we have been doing. Stay in touch with our industry.
So like what is that one thing, like why students, like this is out of the box question. Okay. This is just an out of the box of the questions. Since we're talking, as I said, many questions popping up. When you place the students, like, do you see the companies, the reputed companies that has a stakeholders, or they are like globally recognized, or like say you are only like looking into that kind of placements where students are looking for the package with like 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, whatever the digits it is, like what is the thing that
there is a generation gap in it, actually. You would find this.
I think I have a right question for you.
Yeah,
right?
just seriously, it is a question which you would find that, like, I'm feeling like now you are from the next generation and questioning me, so I have to answer this. Excellent question where everybody has to answer. There was a period where you would find that people were bothered about the tag. Okay, the tag, what I'm going to wear? He said CTS, TCS, Wipro, HCL, Infosys, and so on.
Right.
But now that has slowly faded. In fact, I would definitely find youngsters are becoming much more aware and much more inquisitive about who am I going to work with and what sort of a growth I would like to have. They don't care about, in fact, you would, I can even give you a story, maybe 6-7 years back. A student from IIT got placed in 3 major companies and a startup. 3 giants. And he decided to join the startup. And he had said, not exactly the word, I would rather say that it is preferable to be a head of a rat rather than a tail of a lion or a tiger. So that is something amazing. The way how he has been looking at, if I was in his stage, when my age, I would have said, who gives me higher package? Full stop, I would have joined him.
Definitely.
So that is what it is. But you would find that 10 years down the line, he was that. And the current students are much more inquisitive. They are asking,
Indeed.
what is the growth of the organization? How have they grown? When did the company start? Is it a startup company? What can you do to the company? What can the company do to me? So I think there is a thought process where the youngsters have sometimes said they are not irresponsible. I would say, no, not all. I have seen some beautiful people who have been asking a lot of questions which I seldom thought about when I was a teenager. So I think I have to be really happy about what internet is going to. Internet is doing to the students. Definitely.
Okay, so it's quite a fact that students nowadays, I mean the generation nowadays, they are quite inquisitive and they're quite aware. They knows what they want. How much they can do. Right? True. So that is one of the best thing that we call Gen Zs, right? I think they're not bad. I mean, like they're just putting the boundaries, like what they can do and up to what limit they can do.
Once again, I would like to say the same thing. Every coin has got 2 sides. So obvious, you would find that, like when we say appreciate, there's always a possibility there is something bad, which we have to look at it. That's life. Day and night has to be there.
Okay, so related to this one more, I want to add up, like your company, 6-Phrase company, the company that you are representing. So they are mostly there as is a placement also, as a training center or training institute or whatever you call it. And apart from that, they are also like into placements. So far, out of this lakhs of students that you have placed, like what have been your forte of placing them?
First of all, let me just do a small change in the terminology. The moment I say I'm a placement person, then you would find that people will call me, give me a job. So I'm making it very clear. We are focusing on our training. When you do good training, students will be placed. That is what the formula what we follow.
Okay.
But to know whether it is practically happening or not, for example, if I just train the students and if I do not know whether they are getting placed or not, how do I know my process is good? So I do not know. So this, when we support the placement, for example, I bring an organization who is known to us, and when they come in and look at that students, and they say, hey, out of this 100, you got 10 people shortlisted, then I know for a package of this particular order, as of this, my training is happening at a 10% output. So then I know if I want to increase my throughput, what change should I have? So we use the training in making corrective measures also. Numbers, I would say 70%. I can give you a guarantee that anybody who goes through the system of 6-Phrase, 70%, they should be definitely getting placed.
Okay. Across India or is globally?
I mean, globally is, once again, let me not use a term which is not to be used. Globally, there are a lot of issues there. So let us not talk about it. Talking about in India, yes, definitely you would find the 70% what I would say. Normally, I say this to my student. Let me just tell you, consider you as a student. I say this, as long as you are not going to slap the HR, you will get a job. That's all I can tell you.
I think HRs are behind the employees. Not the employees are behind the HR.
Used to be once upon a time.
I think the trends are changing. I think it's
Used to be
shifting.
once upon a time. Now today you would find that it is not. HR can sit in a sofa and just wait. I'm waiting. Not a problem.
Anyways, it was.
You just gave me a feel as though I'm talking to you people. She was exactly asking every question, whatever you would have had in mind. I hope I would have answered many of the questions. Maybe you can just search for my LinkedIn and you can just ping me in case if there is any requirement. I would be very happy to help you future. Nice talking to you.
Same here. It was lovely hosting you, and it was very interacting. It was very, enlightening. And yeah, it was really, really warm. The set was quite warm, and thank you so much for making your precious time available and coming to the set and sharing your knowledge.
My time belongs to students.
So it was so lovely interacting with you. In fact,
Thank you,
it was really a engaging session, and then it was enlightening. And as I'm not from a technical background, I am a non-technical background, and hosting this back-to-back, hosting these two podcasts with the expert. The previous one was with KZ sir, and the second was with Shridhar sir. It was so light, like having you all in the set.
Thank you.
And then the information, the knowledge that I have gained from you people, I must really thank you for making your precious time available and coming to our university, our S-VYASA University. And at last, I really, really thank my university for giving me this opportunity to host this podcast, and at the same time lightening me and enhancing my knowledge with talking to the experts. Thank you so much. It was lovely meeting you, Shridhar sir.
Yeah, and
we'll be in touch.
Thank you all viewers, because this was a great opportunity thanks to VYASA, 6th Phrase and Veranda. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.